Hey guys, Gina M here. So, first off, thank you for your patience for waiting for this, because this is gonna take me a long time to edit, I can already tell, because you guys asked a lot of questions, and I'm very happy for that. So, thank you for asking questions, and thank you for being patient, and I'm excited to answer these. Before I start, please just note, as you can probably already tell, this is not professional as I usually do things. MLP Comic Dubs, quote unquote, professional. No, but I'm going to try to talk clear and stuff like that, obviously, but understand there might be a few light noises in here. Obviously, I will edit out stuff the best I can, but just understand this is a little more laid back, especially for me. I'm not going to try to act certain ways. I'm just trying to be natural in front of a blank gray wall, as I've mentioned before, that all I stare at. If you've heard the 300 Q&A before, I mentioned all I stare at when I record is a gray wall and a window, but I'm facing directly toward a gray wall, so it's just me and the wall and the mic, and I will be as natural as I possibly can. And yes. So before I start with the actual questions themselves, I made I made a list of shoutouts that I want to do. And these shoutouts are here for two reasons. One is that some people, they didn't ask questions, but they put a comment just saying good job, and I appreciate everyone who did that, so I'd like to recognize them in this list. But also it is for people, the way this method worked is I didn't answer everyone's question, that being because quite a few questions were repeated, such as, like, how did I get into voice acting? That one was asked quite a bit. So in that case, if I didn't answer your questions or you simply just left a comment, I am recognizing you in these shoutouts. If I don't recognize you in either the Q&A or the shoutouts and you think I should have, I am very sorry. And you have every right to be mad. But alright, I'm going to start with the shoutouts. So a huge thank you to Vincent the Purple Guy, Israel Meradag, Eliza Vanderwall, Spicy A, Holly Allen VA, Aztecs, Pusheen the Tech Cat, Megu Mad, Fate MLP, Joseph Tarragon, Helzig He, Star Painter, Crimson Abzul, Clueless Crusader, Donnie Darkblade, Warnado 909, Summer Spring, Dree Abraham, FSF 11, Star Honeychan, The New Storyteller, Inferno Dragon VA, Digigree the Brony, Nightfall, The Detective Librarian, Kai Ark, Les Requiem 957, Laura Santos, Quelling Voice Productions, Utugateg, Fuzzy Stripetail, Katie Sparkles, Lavender Song VA, Bread Knight, Kate Jones, The Derp, Julia Bonzon, Caitlin Warzenak, Fluttershy AJ Fluttershy, MLP Friends, and Ponygirlville 101. Again, thank you guys. And also, I'll say this now, I will, and probably already have, mispronounced many names. I'm sorry. I can't do much about that. But anyway, here we go. On to the questions. Woo! MRX101 asks, or says rather, I'm very happy for you. Thank you. Also, what are your thoughts on Lullaby for a Princess? I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Lullaby for a Princess was one of the first few fan-made songs that I heard when I just started getting into the Brony community. And it made me cry the first time I heard it. Every now and then, too, if I just hear it at one of those times when I'm not at my best, it still makes me cry. And, yeah, I love that. I love the, I'm trying to think of the word, animatic, I think. I don't know. What is English today? But the video that was made for this, that was very, very pretty. I love that one, too. Yeah, and another random fact, since I'm rambling on it, I actually still I'm kind of debating, doing a cover of it. But if I did, I'd probably have to lower it, because I have a lower voice in singing. So, but then again, I don't know if I could do it justice. But yeah, in answering to your question, I love Lullaby for a Princess. It's one of my favorite Brony songs. Coral Miku asks, what inspired you to make your channel and start with voice acting? Okay, I gotta recollect my thoughts on this. Well, I guess I should answer probably the voice acting part first, because I first decided, believe it or not, to just do voice acting and not so much a YouTube channel. the way it was is I started voice acting. Okay, story time. Everyone get down, get your popcorn. So, voice acting. I had always grown up with voice acting. I had listened to things called Adventures in Odyssey. And those were like Christian audio dramas. And I loved listening to them. I thought that was cool how people could just get in a booth in front of a mic and just do things. Unlike physical actors who have each other to work off, or work off of, rather. Voice actors, they got the paper and the mic and their own imagination. It's their interpretation. So, anyway, that always stuck with me, and I grew up and I always liked to act. I didn't do acting. I still haven't done any acting classes or voice classes. I would just do things within my school, like with local choir, band, and our play that we would have. I've only been in 3 actual plays outside of MLP stuff. But it was the end of my sophomore year, and I was already a Brony at that time, subscribed to several people, several, YouTubers who made pony content. And one of them at the time was The Lost Narrator. And this was at the time when Lost had just broke 10K subscribers, so I was there toward the beginning. I pride myself in that. But anyway, The Lost Narrator, she was holding an open casting call for a reading of a story by Obab Scribbler called Truth Be Told. And if you haven't read that story, it is one of the greatest Brony stories ever. Like, it's so good. It's really good. But anyway, she was holding a casting call for that. But I remember I was in school and I watched the whole video. When it was done, a thought just came to my head, and it was, Gina, you should audition for this. You have a chance. I don't know where this thought came from, but I just remember thinking, I don't know the first thing about voice acting online. I don't even have a good mic. I'm sure you need this stuff, or a good recording room. It's not for me. And I tried to just kind of let it go. I couldn't. I went through the whole school day. That video kept coming in my mind, the thought of, you could do this, Gina. And I was riding the bus home, and I got home and I said, okay, let's look into this and see what I need to do. So I looked up the document, and I saw the stuff requirements, and long story short, I used the internal microphone of my laptop to listen to it and realized it wasn't the best. So I went ahead and found a headset of mine, and I recorded, and I sent it in to Lost. Didn't make the audition. Understandable. She said it was just the mic, but I think there was probably more. No, I mean, first audition, what can you do? But didn't make it in, but it was from that, I remember Lost sent me an email along the lines just saying, like, thank you for auditioning. That she told me, I can't remember this word for word, but she was saying that I was a good VA and I should probably keep it up. And that is what sparked me doing voice acting. And then other stuff happened. Bada bing, bada boom, got a mic. Wound up being in the audio drama anyway, which I still think's pretty funny, because I guess another VA never got in contact with her, so I got to play the role of Nurse Redheart. And that was one of my first ever VAing roles. And I look back at that and I cringe because my acting sucked. But yeah, that was from the beginning on how I got into voice acting. As for the YouTube channel, this happened from another audition. Originally, I was just kind of working with Lost, and she kind of spread the word around about me. That's the great thing about the Brony community. If you're a good voice actor or artist, people remember that, and they share it, and it's awesome. That's what helped me get on my feet, was word of mouth. But Lost had spread me around stuff, but there was another open casting call, and it was for Obab Scribbler's story, Truth Be Told. And I auditioned for that, blah, 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 got a role, I got Sunset Shimmer. And it was, the way Scribbler has, like, a chart, that for some of her friends, that's how she gets some VAs to help. So, I had looked at her collaboration chart, and I was asking her if I could do things, and at the beginning she wanted me to send her voice samples to make sure that I could do what I was asking I could do. And I sent them in and stuff, and she replied back after I sent some of them. She said, it could be a good idea if you posted these on YouTube. That way other people who are looking for voice actors would notice you. And that was legit the moment I decided to start a channel. I originally was just going to do, I remember it was MLP voice reels, Then I did some MLP song covers. Then I did some comic dubs, and I said, okay, I'll do a voice reel, comic dub, voice reel, song reel, and we'll alternate. And it just came down to comic dubs because I realized that's where the views were coming from, and I enjoyed editing those the most. And yeah, that's how the YouTube channel, and that's how the YouTube channel started, and that's how I got into voice acting. Caleb Blayu asks, I think I pronounced that right. Anyway, he asks, what was your personal favorite video that you made? Also, I am a new subscriber and enjoy your content. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, Caleb. Thank you. Personal favorite video. I had to go back and look at some of them. One of the videos of all time that I'm proud of was one of the song covers of Unleash the Magic, and it has Ice Gay singing the Twilight part, and I'm playing what's her name, Finch? It's been a while, I haven't seen the movie. But I'm really proud of my singing in that one, and I take pride in that because I'm never really proud. I can be proud of my acting, but I'm never very proud of my singing. I understand music, but I don't think I myself is the best singer. So I'll do things and I'll hear mistakes, and it makes me cringe so bad because I'm murdering music itself. But that was one of the few that I thought I did pretty decent on. As for comic dubs, I would have to say any of the longer ones, like 3 minutes or longer. There aren't many, but because those took a lot of dedication in me, and I was just glad that I was able to get them done. So yeah, any like that, those are pretty up there. One comic dub that comes to mind pretty instantly, as for those of you obviously who are subscribed, while I do sad comic dubs, I love humor. And two that come to mind, not so much from my acting, but because of the voice actors and actresses who made them good. One was called Listen Well, and it had Obab Scribbler as Fluttershy, and the lost narrator as Rainbow Dash. I myself played Applejack, and just the deliveries from everyone were spot on. Scribbler did some ad-libbing in that, which I put in. I encourage ad-libbing when I do this stuff, by the way. I think it's hilarious. So, yeah, that one is one of the first ones that comes to mind. Sorry, I'm looking through my videos right now. And the other one that I'm kind of proud of, which I'm kind of sad never got as many views as some of my other ones, but it's called How to Identify Trixie. And I played Trixie, and Goody Serenade played the stallion in this, who was being mistaken as Trixie. And I had a blast going through his lines. I don't think to this day I've ever laughed so hard going through lines for someone to get a comic dub done. And it was so tough to pick the right lines for that comic. But I did make a blooper reel. That video itself inspired me to do the Gina M's Blooper Extravaganza series. So, yeah, pretty much my favorite comics are the longer ones that I stayed dedicated to. And the ones where the VAs, they gave it their all, and they were just funny. Or just even heartbreaking, sometimes if I get a sad one too. But yeah, those are my favorites. Silver Shadow asks, or I'm sorry, it's all in capitals, so Silver Shadow asks. I don't mean to make fun of your name, I'm just in a good mood. I like your name, I promise. He has several questions. Favorite and least favorite episode of Friendship is Magic? Okay. You're lucky about the favorite one because at the time, this is the 6th of June, I had just watched Flutterbrudder. And I think, legit, no lie, that is my favorite episode, not just of the season, but ever. I love it. I really do. And it's one of the few episodes I realized when I watched it the first time. I felt more than just kind of happy or sad. I felt angry at some parts, and it was a roller coaster of emotions on that one. And it's that one, and I can't think of what it's called, but it's when the Cutie Mark Crusaders finally get their cutie marks. I love musicals. I'm a sucker for musicals. That one was up there too. I love the songs, and I love the storyline. I don't care if Diamond Tiara is suddenly redeemed. It worked for me. That was fine. As for least favorite, I suck with episode names, so I apologize. So I just describe the episode that I'm trying to say. I'm gonna get slammed for this. Most of the Spike episodes are my least favorite. Just, writers, do something with Spike. That's all I'm gonna say. Do something different. Second question. Favorite and least favorite character in Friendship is Magic? My favorite character ever would be Fluttershy, because I relate to her a lot. She is very cute, she is very shy, she can be assertive when it's really, really necessary, and I relate to her a lot. And Trixie's starting to rub off on me a little more too. I didn't care for her at first, but since this season 6, she's rubbing off on me more. Least favorite character from Friendship is Magic. It's funny, I really don't hate much in any of these episodes. But I guess this is really tough. There really isn't a character I hate. Like, get them off the show. I don't need them. But if we're gonna stick to the main 6, if you had asked me this a while ago, I would have said a Rainbow Dash, because for a while I couldn't stand her. I hated her attitude. But the writers seem to, especially with this season, kind of slowly have seemed to make her, to me, a better and better character. So I don't really hate her as much anymore. Or at all, I don't hate her anymore. But aside from that, there really isn't a character at the moment that I hate. Favorite and least favorite song from Friendship is Magic. Once again, from the newest episode, I love that song. You can do it on your own. I love those harmonies. It was so pretty. Celestia's Ballad, that's another favorite. You'll Play Your Part. That one, I was actually in a cover of that one and it was deleted because the YouTuber decided to change the direction her channel was going. Right on, I support it. But I'm also, as far as I know, there's another cover and I'm singing the same exact part I did for the old one. It should be on Ice Gaze's channel soon. No pressure, Ice Gaze. No. But that should be coming up and I love that song. There was another one. Making weird noises because I'm trying to remember the songs. The Magical Mystery Cure episode. It wasn't, like, my favorite. Again, I don't hate it. But I liked a lot of the songs from that. Almost all of them are in my favorites. Least favorite song from Friendship is Magic? There was only one song, and if you have seen my karaoke challenge, you'll know. It's the Cutie Mark Crusader, that rock song. The We Are the Cutie Mark Crusaders, on a quest to find out who we are. That one, I hate it. I don't like rock. It's a personal taste for me. I find it so generic, so boring. I don't think the singing was that great on that one. I did not like it. I pretty much hated that one. Artisan Gamer asks, favorite song? Of all time? I would say I really don't have a specific song, but as for genre of song, anything Broadway. I'll take it over any day. I'll put soundtracks of Broadway through YouTube. I'll stream it through my Bluetooth while I'm doing chores around the house or editing stuff, and that is okay with me. Shining Star asks, how did you meet Pitch? And I'm going to assume you mean Pegasus Pitch VA. It's been a while. My screen just went dark. I actually, believe it or not, I haven't talked to him in a while. But the way I met Pitch, I would assume, from what I can remember, just as I've met any other VA, is I heard his voice, and I really liked it. And I just kind of got in contact with him, and I said, hey, would you like to voice this character for a comic dub of mine? Here's my YouTube channel to prove I am legit, and not just a random person with a crappy mic. And he agreed, and we've done like 2 or 3 comic dubs since then. I know there was one he did for me. He voiced Pinkie Pie. Pitch voiced Pinkie Pie, and he still does a lot better than I ever could. So you should listen to Pitch and admire him for his high squeaky voiceness, because I can't do it. Fun fact about me, I don't do Pinkie Pie Phillies if I can help it, because my voice, as you can tell, my voice, if anything, gets low. I cannot do high voices at all. But Pitch can, so go give Pitch your support. Dan Temmons says, congratulations, Gina M, for getting your 10,000 subs for your YouTube channel. A big round of applause because you totally deserve it. Thank you, Dan. That means a lot. I have some questions for you. 1. Have you ever heard of the Muppets before? If so, then have you seen any of their movies yet? Yes, I have, and even though I kind of missed the gap when it was on TV, I'm way too young, I still found episodes on YouTube. I love their movies. I love their episodes. I have a huge respect for Jim Henson. He actually he is one of my role models, especially when it comes to voice acting. Because when you think about it, when Jim Henson did puppets and stuff, even to some people now, that still is kind of weird, and especially back then, it was weird. But he had a dream, and he found people who believed in him, and he kept going. And that's kind of his life, and because he passed away. For those who don't know, Jim Henson passed away. It's so sad. But his life and his legacy is something I kind of try to follow because I consider him a huge role model. But yes, I loved the Muppets, and I grew up on Sesame Street too. That was my thing when I was a kid. And I love Kermit. He's adorable. I love the first and second Muppet movie. They're both pretty darn good for modern day Muppet stuff. I watched the Muppet Show, the new one, just the Muppets. I watched it for a while, then I kind of slipped out of it. I got a little bored with it. I don't think it's as bad as everyone else says, my opinion. I totally see where they're coming from. As for me, if I ever get bored and need to binge watch something, I'd probably watch that. But yes, I love the Muppets, and I will continue to watch them. I stuttered. Blech. What was it like to be a part of the Brony community after watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? I think you mean, because some of this, I pasted some of this and I might have messed up with some of the grammar a little bit. I think you mean like, so how is it like to be in the Brony community after watching My Little Pony? One of the best things that's ever happened to me. And that might sound a little corny and cheesy, but it really is. And because this is my first fandom that I've ever been fully involved in. I don't know if I'll be in any more after this, or when I'll end this. If I end this, we'll see. But I guess from other people, they say this is one of the most caring fandoms. I can see that. I mean, obviously there are people that in any fandom that aren't the best. We have those people, everyone does. But people are so nice. I've made so many friends, and I've been able to help so many people, and in turn, so many people have been able to help me. I've grown as an actress. I've learned a lot of more tricks, both as acting, and also learned things technically through computer. I've been able to help people with things, because by editing, I've learned more and more. And also, it's improved me as a person. It's made me a lot more easygoing. Before this, I used to be a lot more high-strung, and I still am. Please don't misunderstand. The Brony community didn't just wipe away all my flaws. No, it didn't. Not even close. But it did help me put some things into perspective. Like I said, it made me such more easygoing with things. It put me in a better mood in times when I was just stressed and very sad with myself. So while it's great to do the voice work and stuff, the reason I do it is for you guys, because you are a part of the Brony community. And I'm grateful to give to you guys, because people have given to me so much more than I can ever imagine. But yes, being a part of the Brony community is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. And the last question, what do you think of Season 6 so far? I love it. So far, it's my favorite season ever. Stay strong. Stay strong, Season 6. Season 6. Season 6. Season 6, don't let me down. You're doing well. Kim Gabrielle E. Magzumbel asks, will you do more comic dubs? Heck yeah, I'll do more comic dubs. Comic dubs aren't stopping anytime soon. What did you think when you were designing your OC? This has been a while. Fun fact, when I first started OC, and for those of you who were with me at my channel at the very beginning, I used Pony Generator. Yep, I did. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, because I suck at art. That is one thing I will not do, is art. But when I was thinking of designing it, legit, it was half making it something that kind of looked like me, and half just putting my interest in it. So, like I know some people, they've redone their OC several times, but this was, except for maybe the colors getting lighter or darker, my pony is and the hair getting more curlier. Do not blame me, okay. Curly hair. When I started, my hair was wavy, and I think it was Emogak. Yes, she volunteered because she saw I had the Pony Generator picture. She volunteered to draw my OC, and that was what I used as my profile pic for a while until I got the new vectors. But she made my hair quite a bit curly when she drew it, and since then people have said my hair was curly. People have made fun of my hair. It was in a fic reading of scribblers that she wrote, making fun of my hair. I get it. It's curly. I'm proud of it. Shut up. You're just jealous. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. Designing the OC, the colors, the purple and the green and light pink, those are like all my favorite colors. That you see on my pony Sona right now, even though they've changed shades, they're still my favorite colors. And the hair itself, because I do have curly hair, or wavy-ish curly hair, so I was trying to make the mane style and the tail kind of match me. And I think it does decently. Yeah. And then the cutie mark, the music notes. I'm going to hold on to that because I think somebody asked about my cutie mark specifically, so I will hold on to that one for later. M. Cerna asks, are you a bookworm? Yes, completely. To be honest, I don't read as many books as I do now because of the internet. I read stuff online. But especially when I was in middle school, like 4th grade to 9th grade, big bookworm. Even growing up, I still read a lot of books. But especially in that time, I read books. I'm looking over. I have a bookshelf filled with books that I'm constantly giving away when I'm done with them and getting new ones for like Christmas and my birthday and stuff because I love reading. And chairs creaking. Great. But yes, I am still a bookworm. Even though most of the stuff now I read is online, I love to read. Wolf the Shadow Knight asks, is it hard to find comics to dub? Actually, no. I have the opposite problem. I have way too many. I actually made a comic dub collab chart, and it's already like almost 15 pages. And those are the ones that I need other voice actors and actresses for. I still have a bunch that I'm just doing for myself that I don't need other VAs for. At one time, I'll put it this way. At one time, I counted, I had over 100 comics I wanted to dub. Not so much anymore, but I still have a lot. But no, for me, it is not hard to find comics to dub. If anything, I find way too many. Hot Dog Frank, a.k.a. Neko Brony, asks, how did you start to like MLP? Alright, so, okay, back again with the stories. So I started liking MLP quite a bit before I started my YouTube channel. I want to say I liked it for a year and a half, almost 2 years before I actually started. But it was in 2012-ish, 13 maybe. But I remember it was the first time I had seen pony stuff. It was Death Battle. And I can't think of the YouTube channel, but it's like when they put the cartoon characters, the video game characters, and they compare their stats, and then they make them fight. And I remember it was Rainbow Dash versus one of the Transformers. Optimus Prime, I think it was. But anyway, I remember I watched that whole episode, and I kept going back to watch it. Not for the Optimus Prime, but for the My Little Pony stuff. Because I knew about My Little Pony at the beginning. I'd actually seen a few of the Generation 3. The Generation 3 videos when I was younger. It's a blur. I don't remember them specifically, but I do kind of remember them vaguely. Okay. But anyway, I remember looking at it, and my first thought was, the animation was pretty impressive compared to the stiff movements I had seen before. It was bright, it popped, and it looked really good. So, based on the animation alone, I looked more into the Brony fandom, and I found more, and I found more, and I watched some episodes finally, and I decided I like My Little Pony. And then I just kept watching stuff, and the rest, as they say, is history. Dreamscape Productions asks, why did you choose your OC to be a unicorn? I don't know. I think honestly the only reason I chose it to be a unicorn was because I thought that would be the coolest thing to be, to just have magic. At the time, that was the only reason. I was like, unicorn, I compared all of them, and I was like, I don't want to be an earth pony because I don't really think they do much. At the time, I now respect they do a lot more. No offense to earth pony OCs. Pegasus, I was like, it's cool to fly, but if I'm a unicorn, I can levitate and do other spells. So, yeah, I just wanted magic. Shine and Diamond, I feel like I should say that with a southern accent. Shine and Diamond asks, Applejack came in on the scene, what are your 3 favorite currently running TV shows, cartoons, anime, whatever? Okay, My Little Pony, obviously. Steven Universe, that one's right up there with My Little Pony. It's really good. And I wish this had done earlier. Gravity Falls was there, but it's not running anymore. Fun fact with Gravity Falls, even though this has nothing to do with the question. I legit started watching the series for the first time the day the last episode aired. No lie, because everyone was like, it's gone, it's gone. And I was like, is it really that good? Okay. But anyway, so My Little Pony, Steven Universe, and I guess I would say, for those of you who already know me, Miraculous Ladybug. It's not my favorite. It is not even the best written show, but it's so darn cute. For those of you who have watched it, I'm sure you're freaking out. Yes, it is one of my favorite ones. The community for it, I've been in it a little bit. I've been debating doing some My Little Pony, some Miraculous Ladybug comic dubs, and I've actually helped with one. But one of my friends, her name was Corazon, she changed her name to Miraculous Corazon because of this, because of the show. And I see why. It's cute. To me, it's not the best, but it's cute. So, yeah, those are my 3 favorite. Brony Meister asks, what are you good at in school? Well, I just finished high school, but I would say my 2 favorite subjects and also my best subjects would be music, like band and choir, and English, like writing, reading, especially with literature appreciation. That was the class I just took. I loved it. So anything with the books specifically, English and music, those are my favorite, and I'm good at them. I hate math and science. I suck. Black Belt Dragon / C Falcon asks, several questions actually. Okay, first one. When you do comic dubs, how does the editing process go? Like how moving the comics and doing the voiceover? So, okay. This question, I don't want to get into too much detail because, okay, confession time, guys. I was actually planning before I go to college, I was thinking of doing a live stream of me editing a comic dub. Just for the fun of it. So, it's going to take me a little too long to explain it here. Please hold on to that question. Hopefully, in a month or 2, I am going to be doing a live stream and I'll make an announcement and all that stuff. But, yeah, hold on to that question. I will answer it in due time. Alright, question number 2. When you did the 12 Days of Christmas comic dubs, you're singing, did you practice or did it come natural? By practice, if you mean did I literally sit in my room and just kind of sing it over and over to myself? Yes. I didn't get any, like I said, I don't get voice lessons or anything like that. It came natural, then I guess, for the first part. It's funny because I look at it back, I should have just lowered the pitch because that was way too high for me. And my mom even, she'll watch my videos sometimes, she looked at it and she's like, I couldn't understand what you were saying. And I got mad. And then I went back and then I realized, yeah, I see where you're coming from, Mom. So yeah, no, it came natural, but I should have, in hindsight, I probably should have lowered the pitch on that more. Question 3. Are you planning to see the new Ghostbusters? Yeah. I'll stay optimistic. I understand it's going to be different from the original. I'm kind of going in thinking it won't be as good as the original, but I will try my best to judge it as its own thing. Question 4. Do you take requests for comic dubs? When you say request, the way I say it is, I take suggestions, I don't take requests. Like, just because you say it, that does not mean I'm going to do it. It's just, I'll take suggestions. I will happily look at anything, but just, if you ask me, don't expect me to do it, because I might not, I might. We'll see. But the way I do it is, if I don't get many suggestions, and I already have a lot of comic dubs, but if I do get a suggestion from someone, and I do wind up using it, I would credit them at the beginning. That's how I do it. I would put suggested by blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I've done that, I think, 2 or 3 times. One of them was actually a gift for a friend for making my YouTube banner, and I think she asked me a question that will be coming up later. But, yeah, I do take suggestions, but it is not a guarantee that I will do them. Alright, and the last question. When doing humor in your dubs, do you usually improvise, or do you have to think about how you'll make it work? It's actually a little bit of both. Depending on sometimes, when I'm recording, I might see something that's new, and then it'll just pop in my head, and I'll go for it, and sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Sometimes when I look at the comic dub ahead of time, it'll stick in my head, and I'll just kind of mull it over, and I'll think of funny stuff. So, it really just depends. Some stuff kind of pops when I'm recording, other stuff kind of comes after I've mulled it over a little bit. Yoshi Skywalker says, Hi Gina M, you're the best. You deserve 10,000 subs. Thank you. I lost my voice there. But thank you, I appreciate that. And she asks, I assume you're a she, sorry. Do you like Star Wars? No. Go ahead. There. I said it. I've tried and I've tried. I've never finished a movie. I get so bored. It's just... It's not my thing. I'm sorry. Yeah. I just probably lost a lot of viewers there. I'm sorry. I see why people like it, but I don't. I get bored. So, yeah. Sparrow9642 asks, who's your favorite pony? Fluttershy. It was for a long time. Honestly, my top three would have to be Fluttershy, Twilight, and Applejack, which is funny because those are the top three that I like to voice, or at least in the top five. But Fluttershy is my favorite pony, and this actually ties in to his or hers second question, which is, what pony of the main six best describes you? Again, I would say Fluttershy. Because when I first started the show, just like Fluttershy, I was pretty shy, not to her degree, but even now I can still be shy around people that I don't know. I'm even kind of shy around people I do know, but maybe we're just acquaintances, not really friends. But as time, like Fluttershy, has gone on, we've both kind of gotten a little stronger with that. We both kind of struggle with being assertive and sticking up for ourselves. I think actually Fluttershy does that a little better than I do. I suck at that. But yeah, Fluttershy is my favorite pony, and I believe she describes me the best. Brony Guardian asks, can you tell us about your OC's backstory, or at least your inspiration for her? Like I said before, the inspiration, it really came from just picking things together that I really liked. Like I said, the curly mane to match my hair, the colors are some of my favorite, and the cutie mark represents music. So there really is no specific OC backstory. Like, I know the Lost Narrator around Halloweenish, I think she put out a story that her character had like a cool backstory, which was really awesome. But at the moment, I don't have anything like that. His second question is, what do you love about making content for your channel? Ooh, there's several things I love. It's not just one. Good thing you didn't say one thing, so I can ramble. Yay! Let's see. One would have to be working with VAs. That's especially one. Like, there are comic dubs, as I'm sure you've seen, where it's just myself. And I like doing those from time to time, but if I can, I'd rather have a collaborator. Those are just, I love working off of people, because the way I do it is, I receive lines from other people before I record my own lines for a comic. That way I get a sense of the other person's delivery, so I know how I should respond if it's like a two-way conversation. And I just love hearing people, because they will make me tear up, they will make me laugh. A lot of people make me laugh, and that's the best. Like I said, Goody's Serenade, he gets me to crack up every time. He's hilarious. But that's one of the things I love doing, is working with VAs who are very talented and very funny and very heartfelt in their performance. And I appreciate that, because I can tell they're putting their heart into it. And they're doing it for the comic dub, but they're also doing it because I asked. And that's kind of a nice feeling that they're not just half-assing it. Pardon my language. That's the best way I can think of to describe it. Yeah, in case you don't know, I don't cuss much. Not even in real life. Maybe when I'm by myself, but aside from that, you won't hear me cuss. If rarely. Anyway, back on topic. I also... let's see, what else do I also love about making content? I love the process of it. It's something very fun that doesn't get old for me. But I also just I do it for you guys. That's really the reason. I do it part because I enjoy it, just because of the reasons I already mentioned. But also the other good half of it is because of you guys, because I know you guys support it. You guys will tell me if I mess up or do something wrong, and I appreciate that. I can take criticism, both negative and positive. It helps improve me as a video editor, actress, and other stuff. Because I know when I started out, I got a lot of comments on my acting saying that I was, coffee mug, that I was just not going all out. And those comments helped build me into the little actress I am today. And I'm still saying I'm not that great, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I do appreciate I do this for you guys. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I love making content, because I know you guys enjoy watching it, and that does mean a lot to me. Sage of Six Paths Pony asks, are you going to go to any conventions? At the moment, No, I'm sure you already figured it out, but I'm starting college this year, and the only job I have right now is a summer job. So especially during any conventions during the summer are pretty much out of the question for me at the moment. But hopefully one day I think this is the kind of thing, because obviously I still kind of live at home with parents and such. It's going to be something I would like to save up for myself and kind of plan for myself and not have parents involved. It just because it's the kind of thing, there's so much involved with planning this kind of stuff. And my parents, obviously, they would love to be involved with that, but they don't understand a lot of it. So it's just something I would rather wait till I'm kind of on my own and can handle on my own type thing. But as of now, no, I am not going to any, and nor have I been at one. Someone a few months ago or even a year ago asked, they were like, hey, I got this picture from a convention. I think this is you. And I was like, nope, that's impossible. I've never gone. So if there's any pictures of me that are at a quote-unquote convention, unless I say otherwise, it's not me. Because I haven't gone and will not be going for a little while. YouTube, all I want to do is watch a video, stop making me update. He or she asks several questions, so here we go. First one is, would you do a cover of Rapper's Delight, or at least just a little part of it, in one of the main six's voices? That would be hilarious. Maybe. I'll definitely put it in my idea pile, though I have a lot of ideas that I'm working on right now. Yeah, anything's up. I'll look into anything, so I will give that a look. The second question is, a supernatural being like Discord appears before you and shows you two options, one of which you have to pick. Permanently go to the Generation 4 pony in our... permanently become a Generation 4 pony in our world, and all the potential risks that come with that, like scientists wanting to dissect you and whatnot, or get sent one way to Equestria as a human right that instant. Being sent back to our reality from there is pretty much impossible. Which do you pick and why? That was a big question. But I get what you're asking. So either stay in this world but be a pony, or go to Equestria as a human. That's tough. That's a tough one. I would say go to Equestria as a human, because at least there's unicorns and stuff there that could maybe turn me into a pony and make me blend in. Either way, regardless of how I looked, I would rather be going to Equestria. Next question is, what is something you want to see happen in the series that hasn't happened yet? A good Spike episode? Oh, no, there's some decent Spike episodes, but I'm just kind of waiting for a really good one. I can't think of any person who says one of their favorite MLP episodes is a Spike one. I'm hoping for a Spike episode that will leave a big lasting impression on the fandom. That'd be really nice. And the last question is, if any ship you want could be made canon in the show, what would that ship be, why, and how would it affect the show? This is weird, but one ship I would really like to see on the show would be Celestia and Discord. It's not my all-time favorite ship, but out of all of them, I would be very interested to see how that works. That looks so adorable, and I want it to happen. KZen KS Gamer asks, what is your favorite Brony YouTuber, excluding yours? That's good, because I don't consider myself a good Brony YouTuber. At least I'm not my favorite. But a lot of my YouTube... I'm going to start that over. A lot of the Brony YouTubers that I'm subscribed to are a lot of narrators, fic readers, comic dubbers, etc., etc. And I'll answer that more later, but I'm kind of into the musicians and the analysists. But mostly I like narrators, so I don't have just one. But I would say several of my favorite, like pretty much everyone in the voice acting community, because they're all my friends and I don't want to insult everyone. But I do. A lot of them do great work. Several that I know of. There's some of my favorite would be like Scribbler Productions, aka Obab Scribbler. She just changed her YouTube name. The Lost Narrator, Goodiest Serenade, Astro Brony. Several others like Ashley H, Ice Gaze, Miraculous Corazon, just several others, and I can't think of all the names, but there's some of those. And yeah, pretty much people along those lines that are my friends, especially. I think they do great work. Those are all my favorite. I can't just pick one. Symphonic Writer asks several questions. So here's question 1. What are your thoughts on the creepypasta / grimdark and clop part of the fandom? As for the creepypasta / grimdark, I don't mind it. Sometimes, as with any fandom, I'm sure it can get a little weird. But I actually was into creepypastas before I came into the MLP community and fan fiction. But I like them. They're fine with me. If they're done good, that's fine. As for the clop part of the fandom, I am not into that. That's not me. I will not be in the group that pickets against it, but at the same time, I will not be in the group that pickets to support it, kind of thing. I am just floating on that one. I will probably not take part in it unless something drastically changes in my personality and taste. But for those who like it, as long as they're not hurting anybody else or forcing it, like with any viewpoint, as long as you're not forcing it onto someone else and you understand that people don't necessarily have the same viewpoint as you, that's fine. We can still be friends. I'm friends with someone you might know named Wooten, who you will actually see a little bit later in this video. But Wooten, he does Clop readings and he's into Clop. And that's fine. I love him. He's a good friend of mine here in the YouTube community. So, yeah, I'm not particularly into Clop, not against people who are into it. So, yeah. The next question is, any advice for starting narrator / YouTubers? Ooh. That's so weird being in this position. I feel so mature. I feel important with this question, so thank you for making me feel important. But biggest thing I would say, if you feel like you have a good idea or you have a passion for something, even with the technicals, if you don't feel you're good at it yet, just go for it. You can work out the details later. When I first started, even though my mic quality, I'm hoping I'm getting a new mic soon, we'll see how that goes, but my mic quality was 10 times worse. My video editing was not much better. It still isn't up to par with other people's, but I have improved. But regardless, you might not be good at the technicals. You might not even understand all the technicals. But if you have a passion and a drive and a great idea that you want to share with the world, do it. As you continue to do it, you can find people or you can look up and work out the technicals yourself. But don't let the details hold you back. That's the biggest thing. You talk to almost any YouTuber who started out, they will all agree that they have improved greatly from their first video. So don't think because, I'm not maybe the best voice actress or not the best reader or the best editor, but I still want to do this. Do it anyway. Who cares? It's fine. Nobody started out the best either. But yet, as they've continued to do it, their skills have grown as a voice actor, as a reader, as a video editor, as an analysist. I can't say that word. But that's seriously, I know I'm getting kind of louder, passionate, because that's the biggest thing I struggle with, that is fear. Don't let the fear of not getting the small details right hold you back. Please, please don't. Because, again, you look back, and it's going to be funny. You can look back and cringe at what you've done before. That's good. That means you've grown. And I promise, you will grow. If you have the passion and the drive, and you continue to work at it, you will grow. So basically, for starting out, go for it. Worry about the details later, but get over that first hurdle of starting, and as you continue, then you'll be able to sort yourself out. Next question. Do you have a senpai? Well, I don't really have a senpai. I have a bae, though. Goodiest, my bae. Goodiest Serenade is my bae. He will vouch for me. I hope he's watching this. Goody, vouch for me. But yeah, I have a bae, but that's about it. And when I say bae, no, we are not dating, anything like that. Fun fact, I don't have a boyfriend, anything like that either. So no, don't get any wild ideas. That's not how it is. Okay, and the last question is, what inspired you to start doing a channel with only comic dubs? Was narrating too hard? LOL. How dare you? No. The thing was, it's funny, I've actually considered doing narrating. But the thing is, it's not so much that it's too hard. I've actually narrated for several people, for several projects. Some of which, if you're curious, check the playlist. It's called Other Work I've Been In. I've narrated for Scribbler Productions, Miraculous Corazon, and, Magpie Pony. I did one of her Pinky Tales. I've narrated that. I did the Three Little Pigs one. But, yeah, narrating itself is not an issue. I like to do it. It's fun. But it's the editing part. I just don't have time to edit stuff like that. And I like to upload content weekly. And comic dubs are they're short, they're fun to do. And they already kind of have pictures and stuff. And while you could argue because fixed they don't give you images, that leaves more interpretation. I kind of like, excuse me, just burped. I kind of like how some comic dubs, they kind of tell you, like, this is the idea it's going for. But it's up to you, like, what sound effects, what music do you think matches. So there's still some creativity that's involved in it. But, yeah, it's not so much the reading part. For narrating, it was just I didn't and still don't have much time to edit, if I did it frequently. Solid Mario 64 asks, were you a fan of the MLP franchise as a young child? A little bit. It wasn't like my favorite show. Fun fact, I actually grew up on Generation 3. I hear the hisses and the boos. But I was a little bit, just a little. And it was okay. I remember I had a few books. That was the biggest thing. I had a few My Little Pony books that I would read. And I watched the show a little bit. So pretty much it was in my childhood. It wasn't my favorite thing. It wasn't really a staple as some others it might have been. Next question is, do you like video games? And if so, what is your favorite type? I do. I'm not an avid gamer. The only game consoles I had were a Nintendo DS and a Wii. Because my parents, they would never buy me a game console. Like, they don't let me, they still don't. They don't want me to have a TV in my room. And I'm actually okay with that. But I think they just didn't want me to get too distracted. So the DS I bought myself. I saved up my own money on that. And then the Wii I got as a gift from family. But I played a lot of Mario. That was about it. Any Mario-based games, I was just like, Mario. But yeah, aside, I like, what's your favorite type of video game? Like the Mario style, basic adventure type. I like story type games that you can do online. I don't play many online games, but when I do, they'd be story mode based. And I like the party games, like Mario Party. That was my life. I actually got to play an old version with a friend, and it was awesome. But yeah, that's the kind of games that I like. Next question. Why the over-the-top complicated main design on your OC? Gosh darn it. I know my mane is complicated. It's because I have curly hair, and I wanted to give myself wavy/curly hair, and it got out of control. Okay? I'm sorry. The next question is, have you always been able to sing since you were young? Yes, actually, I have several videos saved on my laptop when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I'm not saying I was the greatest singer, but even back then, I had a pretty good sense of pitch. So it was interesting to hear myself singing, and I was like, oh, I get those notes, I can hit them. And then my voice got deeper, and then it got uglier. But yes, I was always able to sing since I was young, and I always enjoyed singing since I was young. Next question. What's your favorite movie/movie franchise? Anything Disney. Anything animated, pretty much, and anything Disney. Last question is, what kind of program do you use for video editing? For strictly the video part, I use Windows Movie Maker because I am cheap, and I have not looked into other video editing sources. Maybe one day. Mandy Chan asks several questions. The first one is, what is your cutie mark and why? The cutie mark itself is some black music notes, and the reason I picked it originally when I did it was because I like to sing, but now as I get older and I finish school, I've kind of changed the meaning of it in my head. It's not so much for singing, it's just music in general. I love music. It's what gets me up in the morning. It is my favorite thing. I love listening to it, I love making it. I'm a percussionist, and that's like drums and etc. Auxiliary percussion. I love making music. I love singing music. It's just, I love music. And that's what my cutie mark means right now. Next question is vanilla or chocolate or strawberry or all three? Tie between vanilla and strawberry, but I would rather have vanilla. I don't really care for chocolate. The next question is, are you a princess? I can be. Someone draw wings on me and I will be. Why are you so awesome? Am I? Alright then. I don't know. That's something you guys would have to answer for me. I don't know. I didn't know I was awesome. But if you guys think I am, you'll have to tell me, because I would actually like to know myself. What is your favorite drink? Coffee. I just finished a cup while I was drinking this. I've already drinking 3 cups today, and it is only noon. But I love coffee. That's what keeps me going. And as for soda, I like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper and coffee, my 2 favorites. What analysts do you watch? I can't say that word. Analysts. Analysts. Ugh. I can't find words. I used to watch more analysts when I first started the Brony fandom, but then as time got on, I kind of got a little bored with them. It's not their fault. They all did an excellent job. Just my taste changed. One of the few I'm subscribed to right now, well, there's 2. It's I Heart Kim Possible a lot and Silverquill. Those are really the only 2 I watch at the moment. I had some others, but I kind of unsubscribed to them because I got bored. Who was your first subscriber? I have no idea, to quote Twilight Sparkle. I really don't. I'd have to scroll down and look through that. But yeah, I don't know. And last question, who is your favorite voice actor and why? Professionally, it's a tie between Tara Strong and Rob Paulson. Those people were my childhood, and they're very good. Shakina Sophia Rapsing asks, can you make another channel besides MLP Comic Dubs? Sure, I can. I'd like to know if you would like me to. I'd probably need suggestions from you guys, because at the moment, I don't have any. I don't have any big ideas to start a new channel for. But, yeah, if you're interested in that, put it in the comments below. What else would you like to see me do? And I'll consider it. And then last question, do you like cats or dogs? I like both, but I am more of a cat person. I plan when I'm done with college and I have my own place, first thing I'm doing is getting a cat. I don't know. I just like cats a little better than dogs. That's just me. Angel Roxanne Maglasang, I'm sorry if I said your last name wrong, but she asked several questions. First, how old are you? I am 18 years old. Second, how many friends do you have? Quite a few, I'd like to think. I hope. Quite a few in the Brony fandom. Quite a few in real life. And yeah, and hopefully I'll have more as I go into college. Yay! And then last question, would you prefer cinnamon or butterscotch? I know what that question's from, even though I'm not a big gamer. But at least I know Undertale. I'm not that uneducated. That's a tough one. I like both equally, to be honest. I would take both. Crystal Wishing asks, Gina, what is your favorite pony out of the voices you do and out of the regular show? So, okay. So you're asking, what voices do I like to do? And then what are voices just in the show that I like? Well, I'll start with the show one first. The voices in the show that I like are kind of like the unique ones. Like, what's his name? The Purple Sea Serpent one. He's the first one that comes to my mind. I love his wacky voice. That's awesome. And he also, the same voice actor, does Gummy in the Slice of Life episode. That monologue voice, it was spot on. Brilliant. I like a lot of the lesser known ones that we don't get to hear much. Like, I like Gilda's voice. That one's pretty cool to me. I like Mrs. Cake. That kind of all worried, frazzled voice. I like the spa ponies like Aloe, and I can't think of the other one. Those are really cool too. Just any of the exotic voices that kind of go one step beyond, that are, yeah, pretty much like that. As for the voices I can do, let's think. I like doing Celestia. Fun fact. Alright, here's another fact. When I started doing voice acting, I remember this. One voice I swore to myself I would never do was Celestia. I thought I couldn't pull it off. And because that was a big important character, I was too nervous to try. And I forget. I started doing it when I was collaborating with Scribbler. And she had a collab chart with all those stories. And I think maybe she might have even suggested me trying Celestia, that my voice matched it. but I don't remember. But Celestia is fun, just going really deep and kind of getting soft and very authoritative. Because I'm actually told in real life, I'm actually called... It's funny, because I get, a motherly tone, and I get asked to voice motherly characters. In real life, I'm actually, a lot of my friends, they call me Mom. Because that's just my personality, just... Because I have a heart for people, I'll admit it. I care, and, people will say stuff. They'll tell me about experiences that they have or were thinking of doing, and I just give my opinion. Not to judge or be mean, but just because I care for them. Or I'll ask them or tell them to do something because I'm afraid something... especially at my job in an ice cream place, something might spill, something might fall. We don't need messes, so I might just say something, and they'll be like, "Yes, Mom." I've kind of gotten used to it. At first, I was really self-conscious about it. But the more I kind of sat down and thought about it and compared my personality, maybe I am a little too hands-on, but it's just because I care for people, so I will take the Mom title. I completely lost track of the question, sorry. But yeah, I like doing Celestia. I like doing Applejack because that's kind of the easiest voice to do for a really long time. It's really just my actual voice, just maybe slightly deeper and with a southern accent. Because I'm even told in real life my southern accent's pretty good. And that's one of the easiest accents I can slip in and out of. So, yeah, Applejack's another one. I do Twilight and Fluttershy. One I like to do I don't get asked much is Sunset Shimmer. Oh, please. It's no wonder all your best friends are stray animals. I don't know, just maybe I am not the best Sunset Shimmer VA, but I like doing it. And that's one of those voices I kind of wish I was asked to do more or had more opportunities to do more. Because even a lot of my comic dubs, I don't have many with Sunset in it. But, yeah, so I would say Celestia, Sunset Shimmer, and Applejack are my 3 favorite. Sonic Pool asks, "Why do you look so beautiful and majestic?" 'Cause I try. Also, your hair is so very pretty. What's your secret? Having a person who's willing to draw it all curly. Guys, I'm sorry it's girly, okay? Leave me alone. Ah! Team Idris asks, "What's next? What's that life dream?" That's a very good question. That's very deep, actually. It's funny, at the 300 subscriber special, I said I was planning to go for a speech pathologist, but I said my mind changes so often that we would see if it stuck. It didn't stick. It did not stick. I'm going into college undecided on my major. And for those of you who don't know, that means, I'm pretty much just saying I don't know what job I want to do when I get older. So I'm just going to take basic math, English, science, etc. classes, and we'll see from there. I'd like to explore all my options, but the life dream, I would, regardless of what I do, I would still like to have free time to even, maybe voice acting, acting in general will become a career, who knows? But if it doesn't, I would still like to have time to make it a hobby. Doing this, doing some type of voice acting, maybe not My Little Pony, but just something. I would love to keep acting. That is my biggest life dream that I hope to keep. Easer Inglis asks, "When and how did you learn how to voice act?" Well, okay. Like I said before, I never really had professional voice training, not with acting, not with singing. I always liked to act though. I did that with my school, and that was about it. Our school does not have the best drama program. So I dabbled, whatever. I did a little bit of it for 2 years before I started to actually voice act. And when I mean a little bit, 2 plays. That was it. That was all the quote-unquote acting experience I had. Then, like I said, I found that casting video by The Lost Narrator, and it was kind of a thing more for voice acting. I learned as I went. Comparing a lot, if you went to the other work I've been in, if you looked at the first video I was in and compared it to my most recent video, you can definitely hear a change. I will say that I've definitely improved with acting as I've gone on. And I think the biggest thing too is just nerves. I used to sit in front of the mic and I'd be still terrified because I'd be thinking someone else is listening to this. But now, as I've done it so often, I've been able to kind of train myself to detach what I'm doing to the people listening. I know a few of you will be listening to this, and if I had done this same type of video at the very beginning, I would be so nervous thinking about it. But right now, like, I'm just thinking I'm just staring at a wall. So I'm talking to the wall kind of thing. But yeah. Sorry, I thought I heard the mail truck and I think it's going to move. I might have to pause the mic. But that's kind of when, or rather that's how I learned how to do it, is just through experience and repetition doing it. As for when, it was basically when I started, so almost 2 years ago now. Also, I'm sorry if my voice sounds really low right now. I'm doing this I woke up an hour ago, and yeah, my voice is very low in the morning. Giovanni Uribe asks, who is your favorite pony that's not a part of the main 6? I would say Sunset Shimmer. I do like Sunset Shimmer. She's grown on me as a character. I really do like her. And the other question is, do you like Equestria Girls? I do. I do. The first movie was alright. It wasn't too bad. The second movie I personally didn't care for. I loved the third movie. That one's my favorite one out of all of them. But yeah, I do like Equestria Girls and the franchise. Torterra1324 asks, do you like Pokemon, and if so, what is your favorite? I do like Pokemon. The thing is, I'm not a huge gamer. I never got completely into it. I had one Pokemon game, and it was on my Nintendo DS. But I do like Pokemon. And I guess my favorites would be a tie between Pikachu, you can't go wrong with the classic, and Chimchar, because that was my starter Pokemon. And do you like to collab with others? Absolutely. That is one of my favorite things. As I said before, while I don't mind doing a few comics by myself, because I don't need the voices for it every now and then, I do prefer collabing with others. And that's a thing, just a little product plug, if you've made it this far into the recording, congrats. If any of you listening right now, if you want to collab with me, I am all for that. The way it works for me is send me an email or a message saying that you're interested. Please send me a sample though. The thing I look for in samples is not so much if you can do the voices, it's acting quality and mic quality. You need to have both of those. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have to say no. But if you can act and you have a good mic, don't worry about character voices. I will find a spot for you. But yes, I do love to collab with others, and if you people like collabing, get in contact with me. I will make something work. DJ Inkling asks, who do you ship Spike with? Rarity, Starlight, or Ember? I would say Rarity, because it's just so cute. No. Alright, I've got to pronounce this name. Tyandaga, I think that's how you say it. Tyandaga asks, where do you see yourself and your channel in a year or two? Well, one, I definitely see myself with a new mic. Funny story, last night I got enough money as a college gift to get a Blue Yeti microphone, so some of the projects you'll be seeing in the future will not involve this mic anymore. I was debating actually recording the rest of this on the new mic, but the thing is, I think that'd be a little jarring after, and I don't want to, I've already done like 5 pages worth of questions with this mic, so I'm just gonna keep it with the old mic, and you still will see some projects with the old mic, like quite a bit, because I've recorded ahead a lot, but especially with collabs, and maybe a few other comic dubs as the time goes on, you will hear better mic quality. Yay! But is that okay? Yes. So that's where I see myself in a year or two with a new mic. But hopefully, oh, thank you, Chair. Hopefully, I continue to improve with voice acting. I improve with my editing skills. Hopefully, maybe I'll learn a few more things by then. And yeah, I hope to see myself improve. I don't want to be in the same spot I am now. I don't think anybody does. I mean, I'm happy with where I'm at. But I'd like to look back and say, like I did with the acting 2 years ago, I look back on the acting and I can easily say, yes, I've gotten so much better. So, I'd just like to see myself improve. John Price asks, do you have a favorite alicorn? Which is your favorite canon and/or non-canon alicorn? I don't know many non-canon alicorns, so I'm gonna skip that. But yeah, I don't. Sorry. But as for favorite canon alicorn, I will go. It's a tie between Celestia and Twilight. I like Luna. I'm not a huge fangirl for Luna like many people are. I was always more of a Celestia person, and not just because I voice her. I always liked her character. I really did. So it's a tie between Celestia and Twilight for me. Jacob M. Keene asks several questions. First one being, who is your favorite voice actor who voice acts in MLP? I would say Tara Strong. She does very good. I've always loved her work. I've grown up with her. Tabitha St. Germain, as always, she's very good. All of the main 6, Andrea Libman, Ashley Ball, all of them, they just do such a good job. Pretty much, I can't pick a favorite. They're all so good. So good. Are you a fan of Smooth McGroove? Yep, I'm subscribed to him. If so, which of his acapellas are your favorite? I would say the ones I like the best are when he did the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I think that was it. I think that's what it was. I'll have to double check on that. But he did a bunch of Legend of Zelda ones, and I really like those. Those are really good. The Nightmare Rider asks, is there a character in MLP that you think is developed better by the fandom than the show itself? Spike. I keep saying it, Spike, man. My voice went out. Spike, man, you need to treat Spike with respect. People, okay, this is random. People at work, I do that voice, at work all the time. And people say I have the gift of sounding like a prepubescent teenage boy. I will use my gift to change the world. But I can't help that somewhat. My voice, it cracks a lot, in case you can't tell. It's probably done that throughout the video. But, yeah. Anyway, lost track. Where am I? Yes, Spike. Spike is, I would say, is a lot better developed in the fandom than it is in the show itself. Writers, get on that. Who is your favorite person to collab with? Again, I suck at choosing favorites, and also I don't want to be mean. I can't. I don't want to do that. Anyone, pretty much I'll do it this way. Everyone who has made me laugh when they've sent me lines, and that's pretty much almost everyone, because I love bloopers and I love just anyone who makes me laugh. They're fun to collab with. How many fingers am I holding up? 27. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Pumpkin pie. Final answer, locking that in. Cara Danvers asks, what is your favorite color? Purple. I love purple. Can you show your face on YouTube? Fun. I did. Didn't you see the video I posted on April 1st? No. Yeah, I posted a video April 1st that was a quote-unquote face reveal, and it was a collab with my friend here on YouTube, John Holza. And you guys should subscribe to him. I'll leave the link in the description, because he is so much fun. He is such a great person. I know him in real life, too. But he started doing YouTube this year. And he's a great kid. I love him. He's a good friend of mine. You should seriously just check out his work. Give him support and love. Tell him I sent you. Go check him out. But, yeah, back to the question. I did actually have a face reveal when I reached, I want to say 1,000 subscribers. And I had it up for like 2-3 days. And I think like 300 of you saw it. And then I took it down. Maybe I'll show my face again one day. Just not at the moment. Who is your favorite music artist? Like I said, anything Broadway. So, literally any of the composers for those are my favorite. And I suck at names, so I can't tell you one. I'm sorry. Last question. What is your favorite song? Fate has been cruel and order unkind. I'm not going to sing this early in the morning. Lullaby for a Princess is one of my favorite songs up there. And anything from Phantom of the Opera. Yes. Yes. So much yes. Waffle Wolf 2143 asks, do vegetarians eat animal crackers? Sorry, I've always wanted to ask this. Don't apologize for a question, but that's totally fine. Unfortunately, I cannot answer that because I am not a vegetarian. I am a meat lover. I love it. I'm sorry to those who are vegetarians, but I will never give up my steak and bacon. I'm a meat lover. All out. I was going to make a joke, but I couldn't think of one. So no, sorry, I can't answer that. Mishy White VA asks, are you into anime? If so, what's your favorite? At the moment, no. And I'm sure I would like it. I've heard a lot of great things from fandom people and real life people. But I just never had time to kind of delve into it. But at the moment, no, I'm not into it. Who do you like more, Starlight Glimmer or Sunset Shimmer? Sunset Shimmer. Always for the Sunset Shimmer. Favorite MLP audio drama, such as Bride/Daughter of Discord, Princess Trixie Sparkle, etc. I never got into Bride. Well, I read Bride of Discord. I read that one. I didn't hear the audio drama. And I didn't really get into Daughter of Discord. I never got into those. Princess Trixie Sparkle I did get into, but it was because there was an audition by Magpie Pony, and I wanted to be in it, so I listened to the whole thing before I auditioned, and it was good. I'm glad. Now I'm listening to it. I love Princess Trixie Sparkle, and if you were wondering, I was a background pony in episode 9. I will leave the link for that because I'm really proud of that. But yeah. So yeah, I'm into Princess Trixie Sparkle. That one's good. What else? Audio drama. I'm trying to remember them. It's been a while. I've listened to so many stories lately. I haven't listened to any audio dramas. I'm sorry, she's not Obab Scribbler anymore. Bleh. Scribbler Productions. She has 2. One of them is currently in the works, and the other one, I think she's already had 2 up, but it's the Heroically Heroic Tales. I think that's what it's called. It's been a while. That one's pretty good. And then there's another one I'm involved in that hopefully will be coming out soon. It's called No Place Like Home. I'm voicing Sunset Shimmer. Sunset Shimmer. But yeah, that one's... I mean, it's not out yet because I've worked on it. I've read the scripts for like the first 3 episodes, I think it is. Good stuff. Very good stuff. How do you feel about the Generation 1 MLP, or the 1980s version of the series? They were good. I kind of got bored. I think that's just me because I'm not a 90s kid or 80s kid, whatever. But they're okay. No, nothing great, nothing bad. And then last question, ever watched Animaniacs? It's really funny. Yes, I love Animaniacs. I've learned all the presidents through them and the state capitals, and now I'm working on Nations of the World. But yeah, I love Animaniacs. You guys should watch it. It's awesome. Okay, I'm definitely going to pronounce this name wrong, but Mike Yuru Hunter 187 asks, how many people ask you for collab videos? I don't know. It depends. Like I said, if you're ever interested in collabs I'm doing, check out the playlist I have, other work I've been in. I'll just put that in the description so you guys can see it. But at the moment, I think I'm at 180. So, quite a few people. What are your standards for collaborating with new content creators for comic dubs and readings? Okay, I assume you mean for, like, other people. Like, I've explained what I'm expecting for people who want to collaborate with me. But as for me to collaborate with other people, like on their channel, pretty much I'll do almost anything except no collab, really no sexual stuff. That's, no. But pretty much if you ask me to collab or whatever, I'll always ask for, like, the link to your YouTube channel or wherever the video would be posted, just so I get a sense of your work to prove you're legit. Like, I've had people ask me that have already been doing comic dubs for a while and they're good actors and stuff, and I'll be like, yeah, sure. But then I have people that ask me to do something and I'll look, they haven't done anything like that since, their microphone quality is terrible, and it's just, yeah. It's just, and I don't want to sound mean, but the thing is, I love acting, but at the same time it does take up time, so I think this is a thing for other voice actors. If you're going to ask someone to do a project, do it. So they just probably want to make sure, at least for I check, that it looks like you've done it before and you know what you're doing and you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And I'm sure there's projects I've already spent time and sent lines in that haven't been done. And I get it, real life happens, but at least for me, I'd like a guarantee at least a possibility that it will actually be done. So pretty much, after all this rambling, the thing is, my standards are, obviously, that I agree with the content, that it's okay with me, and that you've done this before, and you know what you're doing, pretty much. How many video projects are you working with other content creators or groups? As for outsourcing, I have no idea. I have lost track. Like I said, I've already done 180 projects that are done. I have no idea how many are still in the works. It has been a very long time. But As for me, I have a comic list. I currently have 60 plus comics waiting to be edited. They're all recorded and ready to go. I just need to edit them. And then I have a comic dub collab chart that is 14 pages long. So, a lot. The answer, I can't give you specific numbers, but it's a lot. First of the Seconds 2 asks, are you into any other fandoms? Yes, I am in the Steven Universe fandom, I am in the Gravity Falls fandom, and I am in the Miraculous Ladybug fandom. Na 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 na. I've already done the Steven Universe comic dub, but hopefully eventually, if I find a really good one, I'd like to do a Ladybug and a Gravity Falls one. So we'll see where that goes. Almond Chicken asks, what is your best day ever? Graduating from high school. That was my best day ever. Ah! Zectrus X asks, can you do a fanfic on Twilight and Flash Century, please? Maybe. If you're asking me to write it, no. If you're asking me to read it, if it's really, really good, I might. Who knows? Twoo? It's Twuu. Twoo? Twoo asks, if you had an enemy, who or what would the enemy be? Plot twist. If I had an enemy, table. If I had an enemy, it would be myself. I would be fighting against myself and my feelings and my emotions because I can be a basket case. Plot twist. Joseph Marison asks several questions. Who is better, Princess Twilight Sparkle or normal Twilight Sparkle? That's a good question. I would say probably Princess, because I would have said normal maybe a year ago, but she's grown on me. I don't mind. I like Princess. What's your favorite MLP Friendship is Magic season? I would say so far, Season 5. That one, Season 6 has some good ones, but Season 5's still just sticking out to me. Favorite Cutie Mark Crusader? It's gonna sound bad. I don't care for the Cutie Mark Crusaders that much. I just don't. It's a tie between Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo. I like them both equally. I never cared for Apple Bloom that much. And I feel the tomatoes flying toward me already. Ugh. What are your favorite MLP Friendship is Magic songs? I would say at the moment, I love the one from Flutterbutter, the I Can Do It On My Own. That one is so fun. I like Celestia's ballad. I like Know That Your Time Is Coming Soon. As the sun rises, so does the moon. That one, I like that one too. Do you like the Wonderbolts? And if you do, who is your favorite one? They're okay. Not my favorite plot point, but I mean, I don't really remember their names. Spitfire and Soren. That's it. That's all I got. What have been the best dresses from MLP Friendship is Magic in your opinion? Any of them from the Rules of Rarity episode. Those were cool. Who is your favorite MLP Friendship is Magic villain and why? That's a good question. I guess I would have to say, I guess I'll go with formerly Starlight Glimmer. She had some communist stuff going on there. It was actually really dark. But I don't know. I mean, even though she was redeemed in the end, I don't know. I liked her. She was ordinary pony with extraordinary visions. Extraordinary visions. The Pink Pony asks, what fan-made MLP songs do you like? I like Lullaby for a Princess. I like Awoken. I like Discord. I like Anthropology. I like Great to Be Different. Those are the ones that instantly come to my mind. Hey Burgers or Cherry Chongas? Hey Burgers. I don't like cherries that much. What is the scariest thing you have experienced? Right now, waiting for college, I am having anxiety over that. There are nights I'm like, right now I'm fine, but like a week ago I was just panicking. It depends when you ask me. But yeah, this college transition, it's a little pretty scary. Pretty scary. If you could have one job in Equestria, what would it be? I don't know. Maybe I would be the town storyteller. If they could pay me for that, I would go to the Twilight's library and like read stories every day. I would totally do that. Mechanical Nightmare Fox, MNF, asks, what was the most fun or funniest MLP comic dub, or dubs, you have ever voice acted in? Oh, man. That one's a tough one. Actually, the first one that comes to my head, I can't think of the name of it, but it was me as Applejack and Emogak as Rarity. And it was a reference to Titanic. And it was like Applejack's drawing Rarity for a picture, and it's terrible. And then it cuts to them that they're on the boat, and like Applejack saying the near, far, wherever you are. And then Rarity goes like, oh, at least she'll be dead in a few hours. It sounds funnier than I'm making it sound. But I liked it because I got to the singing part. And I tried to make it sound nice, but it was like out of my range. And then I looked at the comic and I realized it was supposed to be ugly. So I found a version of the song, and it worked out so perfect because I have that part. I can sing lower notes and some higher ones. There's a middle range of my voice that I suck, like my voice just gives out. And it worked out in the song that I just sat in the microphone and like 6 takes, I would just go, near, far, wherever you are. And it was like higher than that, but that's what I would do for 6 takes, and every take I would just lose it. But that was my favorite one, I'd say, out of funniest for me to record, it was that one. John Anthony 702 asks, do you like DC or Marvel? I like both, honestly, I can't pick, I like both of them. If you had a spirit animal, what would it be? I want to be a dolphin. No rhyme or reason, I just want to be a dolphin. If you had a superpower, what would it be? Okay. I'd like either to fly or be invisible. It's a tie. GamerPause asks, if you draw, what kind of app do you use? Is it free? I don't. That's the one type of art I could not master. But no, sorry for the chair. But no, I'm not a good artist like that. So no, I don't draw, and I don't use an app, and I don't know if it's free. I'm sorry. Tony10 asks, can I have a hug? Yes, you can. Virtual hug sent. What is your OC's pony name in Equestria? Gina M? I don't know. I'm not creative with names. I'm sorry. But if you guys have a name for mine, go ahead, leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And that sounded sarcastic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound sarcastic. But, yes. If you have a name, let me know. Have you watched Doctor Who? Long time ago. If so, who's your favorite doctor, and why? No clue. I don't remember how many doctors there are. I'm sorry. I suck at these questions. EaglesMan710 asks, where are you from? I'm from my place. Comment if you know where that's from. I live in my house. Spaghetti. Do you know any bronies personally? As in not bronies you've done collabs with, but in your personal life? Yes, I do. I do know a few. As far as I know, they're not making content on YouTube, but I do know a few in my personal life. Starry Flame 01 says, congrats! Thank you. Favorite OTP? Yes, I'm asking. Of course you are. My answer? Anything with you, Starry. Anything with you. Just kidding. Love you, Starry. Mwah. Favorite voice you can do? I would say Sunset Shimmer. It's so fun to be bad. A voice you wish you could do? Pinkie Pie. I can't do high voices. Fluttershy is like my only exception, and even then I still suck at it. But I wish I could do Pinkie Pie in higher voices. If you could be in an anime, could exist already or be a manga or whatever, what role would you play and why? I'm sorry, I don't know anime, so I can't answer the question. I'm sorry, Story. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Donovan Curry asks in caps, hey Gina, big fan. Have you ever thought of doing clap? No offense, I mean just wondering, smiley face. No. Short answer, no. And no offense taken. I get it. That's cool. People wonder, to each their own. I don't care. It's just not me. Mr. Bob asks, what would you do if you were the last person/pony on Earth? Cry. Cry in a corner. I wouldn't do much, because I need people. I probably wouldn't last long if I was the only person on Earth. I'd be way too lonely. That's kind of dark, but it's true. Pride of Mace asks, or says rather, you have a fantastic voice for someone your age. Wow, that's appropriate. Thank you. Thank you. I just spent good time on it. So, thank you. I have a good voice. Is it Bleh. Alright, starting over. You have a fantastic voice for someone your age. Thank you. Is this genetic? In other words, do you have any family members who have done voice acting or radio work? I don't know if it's genetic. Maybe I have people with good voices, but no. As far as I know, no one in my family has done this professionally. The only thing I can think of somewhat is, okay, my dad's family is from Europe, and I have a cousin there, and for a part-time job, she would work on a local radio station in her country. So I don't think she does that anymore. I think now she's a teacher, actually. She teaches English in her country, which I think is so cool. But aside from that, no. And also, how tall are you? 5'6", last I checked. I am a decent height. 5'5", 5'6". Somewhere in the middle there. Decent height, not too tall, not too short. DaBoy2187 asks, how do you feel about Splatoon? I don't know. I've never played it. Not a huge gamer. Sorry. What is your favorite dish to cook? See, I'm not a huge cooker. Chia. I bake more. I love baking, and so I'll do that instead if that's okay with you. As for baking, I like to bake cookies and cake. Those are fun to make from scratch. Paul K. Dragon asks, are you planning on collaborating with a Brony analyst for a review or, say, an MLP episode or a video game? I'm not planning on it in the future, but I have done that already, and I'll leave a link to it. I have actually collaborated with iHeart Kim Possible a lot it was a comic review. It was MLP comic review, and I voiced Celestia on one of them for one of her one-shot jokes. So if you're curious at looking at that, I'll leave it in the description below. Oh, good luck with me pronouncing this one. Rayhan Fidan asks, out with the old part 2? I will be posting a video on that soon. I'm not going to answer it here now, but I will post a video on that soon, so hang tight. Lil Kitty Plays asks several questions. Here we go. Alright, if you had a gaming channel, would you play Roblox? Sure, I'd play anything if I had a gaming channel. I don't know. How many subscribers were you expecting while making awesome videos? 10? At the most 10? I didn't expect 10,000. That's for sure, I promise. I don't know what I was expecting. Not this. Definitely not this. I'm glad for it, but I wasn't expecting it. Who was your first collaboration with on YouTube? That would be The Lost Narrator, and it was the fic reading Playing with My Heart. And on that one I voiced a nurse talking to Octavia. We had to put her asleep. I just remember that line because I was trying to sound so sincere and I failed. I failed miserably. If you were rich, what would you do with all the money? Become a professional voice actress, because then I wouldn't have to worry about money. I could just go and do it. Any siblings? Just like how many? Example 100. Thank you for the example. I love you. Nope, I'm an only child. I have no siblings. Nope. Favorite food? Ice cream or popcorn? Popcorn. Actually, yeah, popcorn. Do you think you'll ever quit YouTube? If I get bored? Yeah, but at the moment I'm not bored. How many questions do you think there are in this comment? 2,500. Do you prefer goat milk or cow milk? Not really either. I kind of got out of milk as I got older, but I guess out of the two I'd pick cow. Favorite breakfast? I like bagels. Those are really good. What if your fans were 3 years old? I would wonder how the heck they're able to type coherent sentences if they're 3 years old. What sport are you good at? The sport of not doing any sports. I'm not a huge sport person. I guess I like running, but not for competition. Salty fries or disgusting burger? Salty fries, you can maybe eat them still. Do you like puns? Welp, you're on a question. I'm sorry. That was so punny, but Have you watched Zootopia? If so, how would you rate it, 0 to 10? I actually did. I went with another YouTuber friend of mine. She's a real-life friend and a YouTuber. She goes by Sarah Bunny. We went and watched it together, and we kind of started a tradition now where we're going to watch animated movies together. She loved it. I can tell you, she loved it. I liked it. I don't know. If I was a younger kid, I'm sure I'd go nuts for it. I would give it a 9. It was not my favorite movie of all time kind of thing. I still like Inside Out better. I love that, but it was okay. It was definitely great. Not my favorite. Do you like Donald Trump? Oh, here we go. Unpopular opinion time. Yes and no. Do I like him as a person? Not really. I don't care to meet him. Do I think he'd be an okay president? Compared to the other people we have? Yes. And it's funny because I know some of my YouTube friends, if they're listening, they've posted Twitter stuff bashing Donald Trump. And then here am I, and I'm like, yeah. But, yeah, I don't think he's the greatest person. But considering, 1, where America's going, and 2, all the other candidates we have, I don't see any other choice. I really don't care for any of the candidates this year. But I'm not going to go into politics right now. Moving on. If you want to yell at me, do it in the comments. I'll take it. Did you tell your school and classmates about your channel? I told some of the people in band class. But as for classmates around my age, no. Kids are mean. Especially at my school. Kids are so mean. And you're just jealous of each other. But regardless, again, we're not going to get too deep. But yes and no. I told certain people, not majority. If so, how many times do you think they maybe would laugh? I don't know. It depends if they're a brony or not. And do you like Minecraft? I like watching it every now and then. Never played it. Wooten asks, Clop, when? Clop? Never. Stop asking me, Wooten. Blah. JK, I love you, Wooten. You know I can't be mad at you. Solar Pony asks, do you like philosophy? Yes, I do. I love it. No, I do. In all honesty, I like it. It's one of my favorite subjects to kind of get into. What are the greatest qualities in life for you? Okay, thank you, squeaky chair. Gotta think about one. Greatest qualities of life? I would say, it's gonna be a little deep, but when you get down to it, I would say the basic concepts of happiness and sadness. Because without happiness, you wouldn't truly recognize sadness. And without sadness, you wouldn't really appreciate your happiness. So I would say the basics of happiness and sadness. What is the meaning of death? Dang, Solar Pony, when you said philosophy, you are going deep. What is the meaning of death? There's no definite answer for that. But I believe it is passing on from one life and moving on to something else, I would like to think. I would like to believe it's more than just the great sleep. I choose to believe it's something a lot greater than that. And I believe, without getting too much into religion, that for some, death is a gateway to something so much greater. And for some, death is a gateway to something terrible. But, yep, I understand the meaning of death is different for everyone. But that is kind of my viewpoint on death. My voice just got really low because it's just got really somber. Moving on. Does might make right? Not always. Spaghetti? Sure. Sunbutt or moonbutt? Sunbutt all the way. What is your in-depth opinion of fire? Don't give it to Dustspark. Wooten? Stop bringing Wooten into this. I'm not doing Clop. What is your favorite genre of MLP fanfics? I like comedy and slice of life, but they better be done good. Java cakes or jammy Dodgers? Never had either. I'm guessing those are a European thing? Never had either, I'm sorry. Have you ever tried British tea? Yes, and I love it. What is a perfect moment for you? A moment when you are in pure bliss. Laying on my bed or out on my deck, listening to a fanfic reading of anything, any subject. That would be bliss for me. Autumn Breeze asks, what is your favorite fanfic reading? Both MLP and any other you may have listened to. I have several, so if you want an answer to this question, I have another playlist on my channel. I'll put the link in here, and I believe it's called Stories I Listen to for Hours. And in the description I put, there's stories that I love hearing read. There's both pony and non-pony fics, and I put there's some of the best readings I believe YouTube has to offer. So I'll leave that down for you guys. Excuse me, I just burped. Bleh. And you guys can take a look at that. What is your favorite comic dub, both MLP and non-MLP? That's a tough one. Again, for that, if you're curious what I like and don't like, check the playlist of my liked videos. I have like 700 of them. But I like comic dubs that are really, really good. So if you're curious, go ahead and check that. Who is your favorite Teen Titan? I like Raven, and I would hopefully try to get her voice down. Do you think Teen Titans Go is an insult to the original? Let's not mention that here. What is your all-time favorite reading from both Lost, Scribbler, Emogak, and Goody? You can also say Wooten, though since he mostly does Clop readings, I don't see many choices that weren't Clop to choose from, though there are some. Hey Wooten, you just keep popping up in my questions, aren't you? For Lost, I would say her Truth Be Told reading was awesome, and also her Silent Ponyville 2 reading is very good. Scribbler, I would say my favorite out of hers would be A Puppet to Her Fame. That was awesome. Emogak, she did, was it called Something Sweet? It's the horror one. It's a horror genre, and it was really good. Really, really good. And Goody. Crap, I can't think of the story. But it's the one, there's Twilight and Rainbow Dash. And Emogak plays Twilight. The Lost narrator plays Rainbow Dash. And it's like Rainbow Dash is stuck in this time loop she's trying to get out of. That one was my favorite. That one's really, really good. And Wooten? Oh my gosh, Wooten, I'm so sorry. I need to listen to more Wooten's readings. It's been a while. I haven't listened to many MLP readings. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Wooten, please, I love you. I love you to death. I just can't think of a reading. I'm so sorry. Please don't be insulted. If you are insulted, I understand, but I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed. But, alright, I'm just going to move on before I embarrass myself even more. Were you annoyed when they say in the credits of the 100th episode that they changed Derpy's name to Muffins? I don't care. I'm sorry, I really don't care. I can see why, but it didn't bother me. I didn't even notice, to be honest. That's okay. 130T Storm asks, is the number 3 a lie? Absolutely don't believe it. What did you think of bronies at the time when you got introduced? I was confused. I'd mostly just be confused. No, I was a little confused by it at first, because it is still the first fandom I've ever been involved in. But then, as time went on, I get it. It don't bother me. I am one, obviously. So, yeah, I was confused. Then I learned. Who was your favorite? Oh, wait, I already answered that. Brian Random VA asks, Batman, Superman, Captain America, or Iron Man? I'm Batman. I love Batman. Pepsi or Coke? Pepsi. Any plans for the future? Hopefully to keep doing this. Megacham asks, would you be an alicorn? If someone drew me as an alicorn, sure. If you were an alicorn, would your hair be like Luna's or normal? As in, would it be flowing? Yes, but I don't think anybody would like to draw my mane, since apparently it's already too hard to draw. And did you make your pony yourself? As for the design, yes. The vectors that I use, no. That was by Oblivion Fall. And that is the end of the questions. Woo! Okay, that was fun. Thank you guys for listening, and I'm surprised if you made it through all this. Congrats, you get a cookie. But thank you guys for 10,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited to keep making content for you. Sorry, I'm very tired, and I'm going to turn this off and get something to eat. This is Gina M, but as always, you can just call me Gina. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and have a good day, guys. Bye!